Hey lovelies, welcome back. So today's video, I posted a couple of weeks ago of a design I've done, and I know some of you wanted to see how I done it. So I'm only doing a one nail demonstration, and I'm just going to show you from start to finish of how I done that. So first of all, I'm pushing back the cuticles with a cuticle pusher and just gently pushing them back. All this video is in real time mode. So once I've pushed them back, I move on to my correcting drill bits. I purchased this from Todak USA, and I use this on a very low speed and go in one direction only, and remembering not to apply too much pressure. Remember, the drill will do the work for you, so you don't have to give that extra strength. Once I've done that, I go over it a few times, making sure I do get in all those corners and edges and concentrating on those sidewalls. They will be your main areas for lifting if you don't remove all the cuticles. Now this bit here, I'm very experienced with an electric drill and how I use all my drill parts, so I only advise people who do have the experience to use this sanding band. It's a 180 grit and I use it on a very low speed, and I do not apply too much pressure. It's literally quick few movements, and I always take it off the nail plate. So remembering guys, if you do have the experience then you know what I mean, but if not, I'd stick to your hand files. Now I'm measuring the tips, and I measure it from sidewall to sidewall, making sure it does fit perfectly. You don't want it to be too small. Then I glue on the tip, and then the trick I like to do is around the edges, the corners just here, I like to squeeze them in just a little bit more to make sure that they do adhere to the nail itself. I let that dry. Once I've let that dry, then I cut it to either the client's desired length. In this video I just cut it to any size because I'm just demonstrating how I done the design for you. So today's shape I'm going to do is a coffin shape slash ballerina, whatever you like to call it. How I do this, I do my sidewalls tapering it in like you would do with a stiletto nail, and I take my time with this. Now I do one side, then I move on to the other side, then I go back and forth, making sure that they are the same, not misshaped or anywhere at all. And I remember just to take your time with this, because you don't need to rush. If you rush, then that's how your work becomes sloppy and it doesn't look as professional how you want it to. Now once I've tapered in the sidewalls as how I like it, I just slightly square off the tip just to give it that ballerina slash coffin look. Once I've shaped, then I move on to what I dust first. Once I've dusted, I move on to my Nemo Nails dehydrator. I'm only applying the one coat, and once I've done that I let it go to a chalky white, and then I move on to my NSI acid-free primer. Now I'm only applying the one coat. Normally on a client I apply two, because I find better it adheres. The acrylic adheres to it better and less lifting in my opinion. Now the acrylic I'm using here is from Nemo, and it's natural beige. Now I'm only got in a medium size bead, and I'm patting it from side to side, and then what I'm doing as well is I do it like a diagonal sort of effect, just to give it like, I'm not sure of the technical terms. I think it's like blocking, or I don't know. I don't know the technical terms for it, but you guys will know what I mean. So I making sure that it's all nice and even, making sure I try and get a nice crisp line. I do file it at the end of it anyway to give it that extra crispness, but try and do as much work as you can with your brush, remembering you don't have to rush this part. If you rush it, your work becomes sloppy, and it's not nice for yourself, it's not nice for your look, and it's not nice for your client. So I'm making sure I taper that in from side to side, all nice and smooth, all even. It's not all one lumpy in one area, and I'm just making sure that my line is as flat and crisp as I can. Then I let that set, and then as you would see, I get just a nail art brush, and on the harder side I tap it to make sure that it's fully set, because you don't want to file when it's just a little bit matte or spongy, because then you're basically filing the acrylic off. So the good way is you can even get your cuticle tool or anything and just tap it, and it makes a tapping sound, then you know it's fully set. I'm just applying a few more areas where I felt that didn't have enough product there. Now I'm going in with a 100 grit file, just making sure that that line is very crisp, it's neat, and it's all exactly the same, so it's not uneven at all. This is how I like to do it, just to give it that extra crispness, because a perfect line, it looks so much better than having it a bit wonky or anything at all. So I make sure I do that. Then I remove the dust, and then I apply my NSI, I think it's pure black acrylic colour. But I've added a hint of glitter inside it, so I've done like my own little mix, just adding some glitter. I think it just gives it that more of a touchy edge to it, and it doesn't look so bland, if you know what I mean. So I think it looks really pretty. The video really does not do it any justice, but hopefully in the pictures at the end you should be able to see just little bits of glitter. Now I'm only applying a thin coat. I don't want it too bulky because I'm going to be capping the design at the end. So I'm just making sure that all the areas have got some product there, and it's all nice and neat and even, and making sure that that line is still very crisp, because I just want it to have that nice smooth finished look. Once I've done finishing applying my coloured acrylic, then I encapsulate with NSI's clear, and I just place a bead near the apex area, and then blending it up the nail towards the cuticle, and then I blend down towards the tip, just to make sure that the whole coloured acrylic is encapsulated and I'm not filing away the design itself. I didn't film using my electric drill. I only filmed using a hand file. I don't know why. So I think with my drill, I mostly use my drill to get rid of the bulk, and then I go onto a hand file just to give it that extra of a shape. Electric drills are really good, but with your hand files you can't get the shape that you want with a drill than what you can with your files. So I videoed how I was using my file, and I think I was using 100 grit or 150. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but it was one of those two. So I'm just tapering on the side walls, and then I go around the free edge and the cuticle in one direction only, and remembering not to seesaw. It might look like I am seesawing, but believe me, I really am not seesawing. So yeah, I'm just doing that. Once I've done all that and it's all nice and finished, I remove the dust and then cleanse, and then I'm ready for the little finished design at the end. Now I don't know if you guys can help me, because I've done a couple of failed videos, well, failed links at the moment, because I didn't want to film it as like a one perfect video. I wanted to show you guys that some of us nail techs do have the failing moments. So I tried using my marshmallow squishy just here, and it didn't apply as well as I thought it would, so I removed it off and then tried again, and it didn't work. But before I done that, I've purchased off eBay from the Born Pretty store the jelly head clear stamper, and for the life of me it will not pick up, and I do not know why, and it's so frustrating. I've like tried buffering it a little bit, I've tried using those sticky things to get your dog hair and cat fur off, and it will not pick up. So if you guys know anything on how I can get it to pick up my Stampin' Nut designs, I would be fab. And I got that frustrated. In the end, I just drew some dots because I don't know why. I just got angry, so I drew some dots. I've used white acrylic paint for this, and that's basically all I've done for this nail, and then I applied a top coat and some cuticle oil. So I really hope you guys like this video, and please remember to give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to my channel for more up-to-date videos, then please do. I'm nearly hitting to 100 subscribers and I am so happy and grateful, guys. It is unbelievable. So it may not be a lot to some YouTubers out there, but to me it is like, wow. So yeah, keep going, guys. You're doing brilliant. Yeah, if you have any comments or queries, don't hesitate. I'll get back to you all as I can. And then remembering to follow my Facebook and Instagram. See you all later. Bye.